Here's an interesting one. Oh, pound, close, parenthesis, period, apostrophe. Before it was saying 2 pound in, I think. So I went to use this telephone. I had it sitting on the table next to the bed, and I grabbed it and the display was blank, so I thought that the battery had run out, and I put it on the charger and I got the dreaded backlight comes on but no display. There we go, like that. Now we got nothing on here. So the phone itself is working. It's the display exclusively that's not working properly. I find this particular failure kind of interesting because I get, I don't want to say a lot, but I do get a number of comments about Panasonic phones, usually from the 5.8 gigahertz era, having this particular failure where the phone itself works properly but the display goes bad for some reason that we don't really know. And I've long felt that it's a software issue, because now, granted, maybe these displays are connected differently, but usually there's a ribbon cable that will connect the LCD panel to the PC board, and as that cable, or more so the not the cable itself, but the connection between the cable and the PC board, as that connection deteriorates, we'll see certain pixels go dead on the screen, or certain segments. We see that a lot in the VTech phones, VTech and AT&T phones from the 2000s, which is a shame because a lot of those are really good phones. But most of the time on these, we just see the display go out completely, and sometimes it'll come back and it comes and goes, but it's always in completion. This is the first time that I've seen it in partiality, whatever the word is, I don't know how you call it. But I still think it's a software issue, because I don't think that if the display was having a physical connection issue, I don't think it would be that would cause it to display random characters. It should just display random segments, which I really don't think so would be forming particular characters, especially ones that change. But on the other hand, I don't see how it could be a software issue, because I would assume that the software is installed on a ROM chip, and I don't see how it would corrupt or change. I don't really have a solution for this. We can try to take out the batteries and just do like a little reset here. Come on. I'm sure some people that, whatever, some people say, oh, it's the batteries, you're using the wrong kind of batteries. Nope. I happen to actually, although you don't need to, I happen to actually be using Panasonic branded batteries in here. These are absolutely the correct batteries for the telephone. No, we got nothing here. Let's see, what if we put it into the cradle without the batteries? Does it just not do anything? I don't know, I guess not. Well, just to prove it's not the batteries, I'll grab a handset that's working. This handset is working, and I'll take the batteries from this one which are also Panasonic batteries, albeit different ones. And we'll stick these in here. And we get nothing. So that's that. This handset is now spoiled. I'll have to figure out which handset this was and cancel the registration from the system. I do have spares of these, so we'll just swap it out. I'll go with this other one here, and let's see. If we do an intercom, I should be able to determine which unit this is. Is there a soft key for the intercom? There is. I don't know what number this one is. Huh, lucky guess. It's number 5. So now we have to go here and clear that out. Where is it? There it is. Alright, so we're going to cancel out number 5. Okay, so number 5 has been canceled. That is no longer working. So that's kind of stinks. But is what it is. These are still common enough that I can easily get replacements. I have several replacements on hand even. So I will keep the I'll keep the shell because it's in pretty nice condition. If I get one that's got a good PC board but it's really worn out, I can put it into this shell. But this is going to go in a parts box. I really don't know how to fix that. I have absolutely no idea what's wrong with it. I have looked into these before to see if there seemed to be some type of a physical failure, and there was none that I could necessarily identify offhand. In fact, I'm not even really sure how the display is connected to the PC board because I didn't see a ribbon cable like we typically would. But I don't know. Some of these Panasonic phones are just not aging as well as other brands such as Uniden. These are made in China. They used to be made in Malaysia, and that was much better quality. Although even some of the Malaysian built ones are exhibiting this problem as well. It's another interesting case where what most people would consider the high-end product has failed. Meanwhile, what a lot of people trash talk about, the old Uniden economy line, continues to work even though it's a decade plus older, continues to work perfectly fine. I have never had any kind of problems with these telephones. The display works great. Everything about it is excellent, and it just plain works, and that's the kind of stuff that I like. Failing displays part 2. I went to use this one. This is the one from the living room, and I noticed that there's a bunch of other icons appearing at the bottom that typically don't appear, and then as I was pressing the buttons, the display started to fade, and now it seems like it's come back. It's moving, like the display is refreshing kind of slowly. I wonder if we should risk taking the batteries out. It's kind of usable the way it is, but I'm sure it's going to go eventually. I guess this is interesting to see what those other icons are. Normally they're never illuminated. I wonder if this is humidity related. It has been kind of damp over the last couple of days. Right now it's 80 degrees in the house, over 65% humidity. And that's not astronomical though. A lot of people that don't have air conditioning are going to have much higher humidity levels than that. Alright, it looks like this one, a reseating of the batteries has cleared it out. Well, the reason why I got this one out is because this is number 6, and since I had only set up 5 of those phones and the 6th was just kind of floating around, I decided I would just assign the 6th, the extra floating handset, to the bedroom so it has a place. But I want to change this from number 6 to number 5. So we'll go here and deregister this. And we're going to cancel out number 6. And then we're going to go over to the base and we're going to reinstate this handset, so that will make it number 5. It doesn't really matter, I just don't like when you have only 5 handsets and they're labeled 1 through 4 and number 6. This says press locator on base for 4 seconds. Okay, then press OK. Okay, it's number 5. So now, if we go here and look at the registration, we should have only 1 through 5. Perfect, 1 through 5. Well, this display is back and working for now. I don't know. It's a little strange. I have to keep an eye on these and see what's going on. I don't think that I've received any comments explicitly dealing with this particular model. Most of the time the comments I get are on the 5.8 gigahertz models, which I have personally experienced. I have never personally experienced an issue with this model. But in the telephone's defense, we do have to keep in mind that this is a product from the late 2000s, and at this point in time, these telephones are getting to be 15, 20 years old, and they're being used way past what they were ever intended to be used for. I don't think that Panasonic expected people to be using these telephones 20 years after the purchase date. Most likely they were expected to be in service for maybe 5 or 7 years, and that's probably about it. So we are using these products well past the intended lifespan, so I suppose at some point we have to expect problems to start, but I hope it doesn't, because I like this model and it's otherwise a pretty good telephone.